and realized that I am not doing enough to assimilate, to let people know who I am. And I remembered that Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam said that we have an obligation to be ambassadors of this faith. And each and every one of us has a responsibility to go out there through our actions and really let other people know who we are. We can't moan and complain and say, oh, this guy's saying this guy's saying that. We have a responsibility to go out there and get involved in our communities. And I saw that we hadn't been doing that. And then this whole craziness started, and everybody wanted us to move. They started, people were offering us money to be bought out. There was some crazy pastor that wanted to burn the Quran, and just incredible things happened. And I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this opportunity that each and every one of us has today. Because this is an opportunity for every single one of us across the country right now to go out and through actions show people who we are. It's almost like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to us, wake up, wake up. It's time for you guys to become fully integrated in this country. You have responsibilities. And that's what I saw. And never once throughout this whole process did we ever agree to move or talk about moving. We would never create an Islam-free zone in the United States of America. You know, and I learned a lot of things, and I learned that we have a lot of work ahead of us. And we need to build this community center. We need to build this community center, inshallah, in Lower Manhattan, which is going to help us get our identities back. You know, in September 11th of 2001, a group of extremists hijacked our faith, and we did nothing about it. Now, subhanallah, 2 blocks away, we are going to build, insha'Allah, really what I look at as really the first true Islamic community center. A center that is going to have world-class facilities, that is going to invite Muslims and non-Muslims to work together, to understand each other, to come together as human beings. And this is only going to happen with your help. You need to get involved, not just in our community center, but in your communities, knowing who your elected officials are, spending 5 hours a week. Make a commitment that you're going to spend 5 hours a week volunteering, that it's not just about work and play, but I got to go out there and volunteer and be the new voice of this pioneering spirit that we have right now. We have this opportunity around the country. And I appeal to you today to get involved in what we're doing in New York. Go to park51.org and check it out. And we're planning a national speaking tour and a grassroots funding campaign. And we need everybody's help. We need your donations. We need your support. We need your suggestions. And I know that we have a bright future. Look at us. Look at us. We have such a bright future. And inshallah, we are going to define Islam not just here, but around the world, because this is the most Islamic country, and we can't take it for granted. Jazakallah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. All praises, all adoration, all glorification we reserve for our sovereign Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All that is seen and unseen glorifies the majesty of our Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh, we praise the law, and we praise the law in a pure and abundant manner, recognizing fully that he is our creator and not we ourselves. And we seek the peace and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon his final messenger, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. My dear respected sisters and brothers, assalamu alaikum. Oh, you know you will not get away with that. We've been doing this too long, you know, and Surah Nisa, it says, when you get the greetings, return them equal or better. We look at the world today, the world needs salam, the world needs peace. And finally, as I always say, when we are gathered in the Jannah, the greetings will be assalamu alaikum. So once again, I pretend I have my imaginary T-bow. I'll wind it back, and we'll take it again. Assalamu alaikum. Oh, mashallah, you sound marvelous, Muslims here in Chicago in the snow. I first of all want to say to Brother Nihad how good it is always to be in your presence and to continue to work together as MAS and CARE and the other Muslim organizations. And I certainly want to recognize our dear brother Sharif. We ask Allah that he will continue to bless you for your vision and for your courage. And we ask that you will continue to stay steadfast in the path in which you have trailblazed here in our nation, America. Let me say from the offset, this business about Islamophobia, that we must recognize very clearly that we are no longer, as Muslims in America, at a crossroad. You remember every convention way back, every speaker will come up, and Muslims, we're at a crossroad. We're at a crossroad. We are at a crossroad. We are moving at a crossroad. Something like a Blues Brothers song or something, at the crossroads. But no, we are no longer, my dear Muslim brothers and sisters, at a crossroad. We, as Muslims in America, are smack dab in the middle of the road, and we must make the decision as Muslims how we will navigate down the highway, the super highway and byway of this place that we call home, America. We must find a way in which we will navigate along the road of America. Yes, there are those who wish to remove us from the main road. They want to, as my son said, put us on the shoulder. They want to put us on the side roads. They don't want us to be on the main road. And we call them Islamophobes, or we call this technique that they're using towards Muslims is Islamophobia. In reality, this is not a new phenomenon in America. We've always had people who wanted to do things that are injurious to other groups. We had people who wanted to maintain slavery. We had people who didn't want to see women have the right to vote. We had people who wanted to discriminate against Catholics, immigrants. We had people who wanted to pander anti-Semitism. We've always had bigots in this country. It's not new. So we're dealing with, yes, Islamophobia, but I like to be old school and say what we're dealing with is racism and bigotry. We call it Islamophobia, but it's the same soup, just a different bowl that we've been dealing with in this country for years and years and years. So we must go ahead on and deal with this. We are dealing with people who basically have come to a conclusion that they're not going to accept what Allah has ordained in his glorious Quran, who says that he created us from a single pair and made us male and females and many tribes and many nations, not to despise one another, but to know one another. And the one who is best is the one who is best in piety. So we have people who reject this concept of the creation of human beings to get along with one another.